So you gonna tell me that I gotta go get it? That's not fair. She's your daughter too. You always got me doing everything by myself.
Great. Like, what are you coming from this with? Like, we're going to Hawaii. We have tickets like right now to go to Hawaii. What do you mean? You don't want to be with me? I tried. I can't keep being hurt like this. I don't have it.
Took too much, loved too much, gave too much, and it never resulted or benefited me. So now, I don't want to do life anymore.
This is a beat, Addicts beat. I'm in white beat.
Keep your head up, even though I know you're fed up in life. Be throwing your punches, but you still gotta get up and fight. They low blows, but look, don't let it get you. Cause God, He got a plan, but Satan be trying to get you. I know you feel you're seeking, but both come to get you. Don't worry about the now, think up the bigger picture. Stay woke and stay focused. Don't let little stuff get you. Don't be scared of the devil when you can square up with. I stand tall, don't fall, I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. Say I'm a champion, say I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. Stand tall, don't fall, you're a champion. Stand tall, don't fall, you're a champion. Say I'm a champion, say I'm a champion. Yeah, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. No, I was slipping, I was falling, but God caught me, bruh. And I done lived in them streets, and I done done enough. And I done lived life rough, the streets, they made me tough. But enough of the confessions of my past transgressions. I'm speaking all my truths, I done learned all my lessons. Just hoping to inspire through a musical message. I live my life just here in mere existence. So much didn't happen to me. Sometimes life left me crippled. I'm strong cause I survived, and God ain't let it kill me. Thank God it didn't kill me. And now I'm on a mission just for abundant living. I fell in cause He with me. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. Say I'm a champion, say I'm a champion.
I stand tall, won't fall, I'm a champion. Stand tall, don't fall, you're a champion. Stand tall, don't fall, you're a champion. Say I'm a champion, say I'm a champion. I'm a champion, champion, champion. I'm a champion, champion, champion. Said I'm a champion, champion, champion. I'm a champion, champion, champion.
I am survivor.
I stand tall, I won't fall.
Cause I'm a champion.
I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion.
I'm a champion, I stand tall, I won't fall. I'm a champion.
I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion.
I stand tall, I won't fall. I'm a champion.
I stand tall, I won't fall, I'm a champion. I stand tall, I won't fall, I am a champion. I stand tall, I will not fall, I am a champion.
I stand tall, won't fall, and I'm a champion.
I'm a survivor. I stand tall, I won't fall. I am a champion. I'm a champion. I'm a champion!
I'm a champion. Said I'm a champion.
champion.
What up, though? Hey, it's your girl, Miss Lyric, aka the Beautiful Beast, and it is a magnificent Monday. And y'all already know it's Mental Health Monday, but we doing things a little different this morning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I have been working so much. We are doing things a little different this evening, okay? On this Mental Health Monday. Couldn't let this day go by without, coming in and tapping in on the mind. But before I let you guys know why we're here and what we're here for, I'm going to bring in my co-host, my better half. Bring her on in. Hello.
Hello, so good to see you.
Hi, how are you, gorgeous?
I am great, beautiful. How are you?
I'm over here, winning, being magnificent, all that good stuff like that right there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yes, listen, guys, I just wanted to, bring in everybody. I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself because they know who I am. Just in case they don't know who you are, I want them to know because I'm going to go ahead and dive in and let them know what we're here for.
All right. Sounds good. Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Corbett, and I am a maternal mental health coach. I'm also a licensed mental health clinician. I am the CEO and founder of Conquering You LLC, and I am also the creator of the Mommy Mental Makeover Program. It's a 90-day program for mothers who are experiencing depression, anxiety, and overwhelm. And I teach moms tools and strategies to equip them to overcome depression and anxiety so they can upgrade their lives and live it purposefully and fully.
Awesome sauce. So y'all know me. I'm Miss Lyric, the inspirational artist, your makeover coach. I come to plug you with your next coach or therapist or, just your business partner. I'm just the people's plug. I'm going to plug you where you need to go because I care about you. I care about your mental health. I care about your physical health. I care that your money is right. I care that spirit is on point. Okay. So that's what brings us here today. Yesterday, we had the Music Meets Mental Health celebration, which is since 2020, since we went into the pandemic, right? Just the suicide rate went up. And I am, it's very important to me because a very good friend of mine took her life in 2015, and I was in the black about it for a while. I never really addressed it. I just, how I do. I just sucked it up, but I really wasn't. The impact of losing her, and especially losing her being such a positive, uplifting person, right? Just truly let me know that there are strong people out here that need love, that need assistance, and that need to know that there are real resources out here for you. So I decided every year in February, if it's the weekend before or the weekend after, that I would celebrate Kara's birthday and speak life on her birthday and just let people know that your life is important, that you matter and your mental health matters. So do not sit around thinking that no one cares about you. So if nobody cares about you, check here on Monday. Me and Ashley are here every Monday, checking on your mental health, making sure that you are okay. So the Music Meets Mental Health was about, because my music is therapeutic, right? And it's because it was healing for me. And as an artist, before a therapist, I always had my pen. And my pen was my therapist. And a lot of artists and a lot of people, writers, creative people, such, that's that's who is our therapist. But I feel that even though I had that outlet, you know, I have music and it's a great outlet and a wonderful way to express myself, I still needed to seek help. And that's what I did. And when I found out how important it was to my journey, you know, I had to combine music and mental health. So that's what we done. So how do you feel about music and mental health, Ashley?
Oh my goodness. I think that music, of course, it's art, but it is an expressive vehicle for those individuals who need it to connect to them. You know, I know that a lot of people use the lyrics to the music to identify with their own situation. Like, for example, Mary J. Blige's I'm Going Down. Oh my goodness, every woman who experienced that, where they were like in a relationship and they felt like they were just being used and they felt, you know, like they were taken advantage of. It's like, oh my goodness, I feel like, you know, I'm in pain and I feel like I'm not being loved and that type of thing. So music helps you kind of identify with other people. It's a global language, right? It's a universal language, music. And then when you talk about the composition of music, meaning the tone, the notes, right? The melodies, the rhythm, it is something that also speaks to your soul, speaks to your essence, because we're human and sound is a vibration, right? And so when you are open to, you know, connecting to music, it just does something to you. It can woo you, it can influence your emotions, it can influence how you think, and music is a huge connector, right? Even if you don't speak the same language, if you really like the beat to a song or you like a melody, you're drawn to people around you who can connect with that, right? So music is important. I think all artists using their gifts to express themselves and tapping into that space where other people, where they really can't communicate it verbally, but they can communicate through their art, is really powerful. That's why art therapy was created, for those people to express themselves without words so that other people can understand them. People like me, they're therapists, right? I wrote in one of my emails today to my email list, I shared something about Maya Angelou, right? Maya Angelou is a legendary poet. She's an artist, right? A legendary lyricist, if you will, without the composition of the music, but she was able to compose her words to make those her words speak to your soul. She was a soul stirrer. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but she experienced a lot of trauma in her life. She experienced childhood sexual abuse. She was a victim of sexual assault. So she was a victim of racism. Yet she was so powerful in her being, in her delivery of her message to the world when she was sharing her stories, but you didn't know that some of the stories were her. Like, it was very, very, I want to say that it transcends time when you are able to use your gift as an artist to talk about your depression, your anxiety, your trauma, and other people around the world can connect with it because they may have experienced it too. And so you use your gift to help you heal, but you also help your gift to help other people know that they're not the only ones who went through it or experienced it, that you are not alone. And so there's healing power in your art because expressing yourself helps you to begin your healing journey, right? You got to be able to really confront the thing that is haunting you, that hurt you, so that you can begin to heal from it. And so I love music. I think that all forms of art is important and critical to your healing process. If you've ever suffered from from trauma or depression and anxiety, or any type of mental illness, expressing yourself is important and crucial to your development and to you becoming free.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I'm really like a stickler on young people about this because, oh my God, I don't know what choices they have out here. I'm like, y'all have no role models. Jesus. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it 100. That's why Miss Lyric is here to get that positive drip, okay? Because I'm telling you, when I listen to the music, I just listen with my niece sometimes, and I just listen to what they listen to, and I'm like, yo, what are y'all listening to? Do you understand what reciting these lyrics is doing to your life? Do you understand? You don't understand. You couldn't possibly understand what saying these things is putting out in the atmosphere. You don't understand what these things are saying to your life. Like I remember back, it was one song like recently, a couple years ago. All my friends are dead. Shoot them in it. I'm like, what?
Oh my goodness.
No disrespect to no artists. No, I mean, that's your testimony. That's your testimony. But listen, that's not everybody's testimony. However, a lot of people were singing that song because it was popular. And one of the things that I want, to really touch on is don't do what's popular, do what's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so many people are trying to impress people, like this social media. It's so many people like even that are like suicidal because of social media. Like you're looking at people's fake lives, what they're posting on Facebook, and assuming that is their proper, real, true, authentic story. However, it's not. And then now you are basing what choices you make off of something that was said that wasn't even true. You know what I mean? And I just really, I deal with so many, women and kids that deal with like comparing themselves to Photoshop images.
Yeah.
What you got to say about that? We're gonna dive in today.
Okay, because I'm talking. You went from one. I'm over here talking about the positivity of music. You were like, no, but let's talk about this with the young people and the negative influences of music. So one of the things that I really am big on, what I mentioned, that music is very influential, right? It can be something that uplifts you, but it can also be something that enters your spirit and can drag you down and make you feel even worse, right? And so when you spoke about that song about suicide and homicide, there is one about like telling kids that it's okay to kill themselves. Like that was very alarming for me and for our whole professional community, because it was this glorification of suicide. Like it's okay to end it. And it isn't okay. That is promulgating you to just say that's okay, never mind, I give up, right? I don't want to fight. There's no reason to fight and there's no reason to live. But you're agreeing to that. So no, we don't encourage you to agree to end your life. We encourage you to agree to fight for your life because you are worthy of it, because you are deserving of it, because you have so many dreams and aspirations that you haven't yet tapped into or been able to kind of manifest, And so you don't want to take away and kill the potential and the gift of the person. So I don't agree with that, without being judgmental. I think that it's really important that we do call a spade, and it's not healthy. It's not okay mentally or emotionally for the stability of children and young folks in society. And when you talk about social media, you always interrogate the image. I was taught that went way back at HU, Howard University. Okay. Yes. I was taught, because I was a communications major, you always interrogate the image. What they put before you is not always what it is. You always have to be able to say, well, why would they show me this? Well, why are people showing me the best parts of their life and not the worst parts, right? Why are people showing me the worst parts and not the best parts? There's always an angle to get you to think a certain way. Because if I can get you to think a certain way, I can control you. I can allow you to get drawn into my world so that you can consume. So whatever I put out, you'll listen to me. You'll follow me. You'll follow my decisions. You'll follow my behaviors, right? And that's what it is. It's all about control. And so, right, Michaela, exactly. So when you decide that I don't need to be introducing myself into this falsehood of what life really, like what they're presenting life to be. Then you start looking for people who are real, who are authentic, who are true to themselves, who will show you when they get glamorized and when they don't, when they just laying around in a t-shirt with a bonnet on, you know what I mean? And more often than not, it also depends on which social media platform you're on too.
Exactly.
So Instagram is known for the, for you being glamorous and flaunting perfection, and that causes self-esteem issues with everybody else, right? Because you're like, dang, I don't got that much money. Dang, let me go rent this so I can look like I'm, down with the Joneses in them. But
Right.
you living beyond your means, and you don't know that that's rented. So you think that it's real, but it's not. And then you put yourself in a financial situation that you can't get out of it. That's a whole nother story. So then you have TikTok. People on their bonnet had their bonnets on all day, giving you the real, you know what I mean? Talking about everything and anything. That's where real people show up. And you can get your news from that platform, right? Like, I'm like, where's the truth at? That's where I'm going, okay?
Exactly.
Yes. All right. Then, of course, you have Facebook. This is where people connect. This is the great connector. It's always been that way, where you can kind of tap into what do you need? Like, what kind of, you find out about family who passed away. You find out about friends who've had children and married and what people are doing with their careers and stuff. It's about kind of rounding out who's who in the world and what are they doing right now. So at the end of the day, it's up to you to choose what you wish to consume. And if you truly believe it or not. But how does that impact your life is the question. What does that have to do with you?
Absolutely. And one of the main things is, like, I have literally, Ashley, I have literally, like, seriously talked to about 10 people this year thus far. And 10 people have had conversations with me that have wanted to take their lives or have been extremely depressed. And these are people that I know to be strong people. These are people that I know to have had a lot of trauma in their life, right? And, just hurdle after hurdle, thing after thing, just coming against you. And, because I have experienced the same type of walk in life and journey, they felt as if they could reach out to me and discuss these things.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I got out of that is we have to do more for the mind. We have to do more, that's like when we had the self-care retreat, virtual retreat. We have to gather more and be more concerned about our mind. I tell people, you're so concerned about your body. You're so concerned about what you put in your mouth, but are you concerning yourself with what you're putting in your mind? And it starts here and here, like here and here. God gave me the word. He was like, listen more, pay attention. Listen more, pay attention. Don't hear what they're saying, but listen and pay attention. See beyond what you can, what you can physically see. In order to do that, you have to put yourself in a place of where your mind is able to thrive. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really wanted to, dive in today because what is just so, I found just a little overwhelming, when I was doing, getting prepared for the event this year. Because, dealing with Kara's death is always just like a reminder to me. And I had this young lady's mother that I had been, talking to for years. I mean, years. And as I told her, God was like, I'm going to celebrate your daughter's life as well. Because her daughter was 14 and she took her life due to being cyberbullied. So it's very important for me to touch on that. And it was also in 2015. So yesterday was the anniversary of her death. And then, of course, Kara is November 2015. But what I find is that Kara, at the same age as Carla, was depressed, and suicidal and attempted. And then Kara grew into a, 36-year-old adult, right? And she took her life. And I look at the stages, I'm like, where was the ball dropped between 14, and 36? So I said, you know what, I'm going to make sure that we address teenagers and that we address the real of it, because it doesn't go away if you don't address it. It doesn't go away if you don't get help. And I don't care how strong you think you are. If you can't deal and you can't handle, if you got to smoke all day, if you got to drink all day, if you got to be, have sex all day, I'm going to keep it 100. If you have to, bury yourself in work, if you just putting yourself in a position where you're not dealing with your issues, you're not dealing with it, baby. You are not healed. You are, you are still walking around dripping blood. And today is a day that I want you, if you're watching this and you feel this, I want you to realize that you have to be responsible and accountable for your own health. Stop playing and pretending like you're okay and get help. And I just would like for you to speak on trauma, just knowing, like, I just gave you two people, and one, but to me, they're the same person. I just feel like Carla didn't get to grow up.
Yeah, she didn't. She didn't. The most important thing for teenagers around that age is identity and understanding their role in life. Like, what is my role in my family? What is my role in my community? What is my role among my friends? Who am I? Right? And so oftentimes the experiences that young people have tend to define them because they're more concrete in what they can comprehend and understand, if that makes sense. And so when you are searching for who you are and what you are meant to do, and you don't have guidance and support to lend you that type of information so that you can say, I know who I am. I know what I represent. I know who I plan to become. See, in those years of being in high school, because 14 is 9th grade, that's when you begin to decide, okay, do I want to be an athlete? Do I want to be a scholar? Do I want to be an activist? Do I want to, carry out change, help others, volunteer, be the greatest, right? But if you have experiences that make you feel like you are not the greatest, that make you feel like you should be tucked away somewhere or hidden, or like you're not important, right? Then you tend to isolate yourself, or you will wear a mask so you can fit in. Because if you don't know your true identity, then you'll put on, or you'll attach to an identity that belongs to someone else, or your experiences will become your identity. So you'll wear it. And it's not you, but it's exactly the only thing that you can, and you can identify with, because nobody else told you different. That's why it's important when you're a teenager to have a mentor or have somebody pouring into you. That's why guidance counselors are there to guide you and counsel you on the direction of your life. That's why therapists are important for kids, children, young adults, even adults who have wounds that they've never even addressed. So it's sat there festering, turning into something worse that could cause them to be terminally ill. If you get what I'm saying? So what happened was that nobody told them about their worth. Like, you can have friends hype you up all day, but if the person who matters most to you does not validate you, then you don't feel value at all. There has to be somebody in a young person's life, even in a woman's life, to be quite honest, because what we hear is important to us. See, for men, it's what they see. For us, it's what we hear. Remember that whole saying about somebody whispering sweet nothings in your ear, and then you get to following whatever it is they say? Exactly. We have to be encouraged. We have to be affirmed. That's why you got to speak life over yourself. That's why you got to speak it so you can hear that you are worthy, that you are important, that you're valuable, that you deserve to live a life full of abundance, prosperity, and healing. You get what I'm saying? So when you speak it, you are able to hear it. You're taking that power back for yourself instead of leaving it in the hands of other people. When you say we're walking around dripping, I always refer to the wounded warrior, because you're fighting, but you're hurt at the same time. And so you're fighting each and every day to live this life, to show up like you're okay, but you're hurting and you aren't getting any help for it. So, but you will try to help other people, but you won't tell other people you're hurt. So you put on this cloak, this cape, or this mask. Either you're hiding, you're pretending, or you're wanting to assume a different identity of someone else. And so the mask has to come off so that you can find out the real true you. That's why you get disappointed all the time. Because when you know who you are, other people can't disappoint you. Absolutely. When you know who you are and you're walking in your purpose, you're like, that's just people. But when you don't know who you are, because you have put so much power into who they are in your life, and you've placed, you hold their identity to this high regard, when they disappoint you, it shatters you. It makes you question yourself as if something was wrong with you. But that's not always the case. So that's why it's important to do identity development. That's why, like you said, what is it that you're putting in your mind? Personal development. Get to learn yourself, get to heal yourself so that you can be whole and stop walking around fragmented and broken pieces, giving away your power to anyone and everyone. And for those people who feel broken and then they end up, committing suicide or carrying out the plan of suicide, it is because they didn't feel comfortable sharing their hurts and their pains, because they didn't want you to look at them differently. They didn't want you to judge them or be disappointed in them. And while you could never be disappointed in them telling you their pain, they didn't want to bear the burden because they were ashamed of it. So I'm saying right here, right now, take away the shame. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Nothing to be ashamed by saying that you were molested, that you were sexually assaulted by someone you knew or didn't know. It's nothing wrong with you saying that you were abused by your lover and your friend. There's nothing wrong with saying that you went out here and you did something wrong and you regret it and you had to go to jail. There's nothing wrong with you saying you see things and you hear things that other people can't see. Nothing wrong. There's nothing for you to be ashamed of, because you're not the only one, and there is help out here for you.
Absolutely. There is most definitely help out here for you. You have to take it serious. You have to take it serious as breath. Your mental health and you having a great frame of mind has to be important for you. You cannot just accept what those voices, what you hear the enemy say, what that man speak life. When you hear negative things, it's so easy to change. It's so easy to change. You just have to make it your practice. It's just like working out any other muscle. You have to get up, you have to say it, no matter what, no matter how you feel, until you feel different. And that's just what it is. So we're going to get ready to take a quick break, okay? Mm-hmm. And this is Music Meets Mental Health, so we're a little heavy, but I'm about to lift your spirits a little bit. We're going to be playing my girl, Eternal. She is a super dope artist, a lot of great energy. She supports, she empowerment since day one. So we're about to go ahead and play the messenger. Hold on.
We gonna take it back. Just a messenger with a mic in my hand, and I'ma do what I can to inspire every child, woman, and man. Just a messenger with a mic in my hand, and I'ma do what I can to inspire every child, woman, and man. Sweet like now later, pop a lifesaver. God is the greatest. Ignore the haters. Salute to all the hip hop greatest. We got nothing else can fade us. I'ma take it back when we was kids. Hit the playground and just wanted to dance. Simon says stop. Simon says go. Better beat the street like Paul for show. Tick tick tock and pop a pop lock, and when we get the pop in, it ain't no stopping. Patty cake, bake a man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. I grew up on banana pudding, peach cobbler, sharing with my friends. They ask me, hey, who do I serve? I serve God, live by His word. Just a messenger with a mic in my hand, and I'ma do what I can to inspire every child, woman, and man. Just a messenger with a mic in my hand, and I'ma do what I can to inspire every child, woman, and man. No hesitation, earthquake shaking, no limitations. We was born to be greatest. Pour out the haterade in your cup. Destiny, destined to be great, nah, no luck. Instead of drowning a sister, build her up. Instead of downing a brother, build him up. And I'm tired of seeing all people locked up. Let freedom ring until they get stuck. Let the kids play and don't get bucked. Teach them in the way that shit go, now that's what's up. We can lead them to the water, we can make them drink, but we can help create peace so they have room to think. And them selfish ways, that attitude stink. Mental illness is real, so sweep it under your feet. Now they ask me, hey, who do I serve? I serve God, live by His word. Just a messenger with a mic in my hand, and I'ma do what I can to inspire every child, woman, and man. Just a messenger with a mic in my hand, and I'ma do what I can to inspire every child, woman, and man. Tick tick tock and pop a pop lock, and when we get the pop in, it ain't no stopping. Patty cake, bake a man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. We can lead them to the water, we can make them drink, but we can help create peace so they have room to think. We just the chosen few, doing what we call to do. God saved the day, and now the life is filled with better days. Just a messenger. Just a messenger.
This is a Kelly production. I rip, I rock, and I slay. I rip, I rock, and I slay. I rip, I rock, and I slay. Yeah, my name is Lyric, and I'm about that business. I'm walking in my purpose, my destiny I'm living. Got these devils and these demons mad at me, they did it. Cause they thought they was gonna stop the chick, but she stayed winning. Yeah, that's why I always say it's God for me. Cause ain't no demons or no devils ever stopping me. And you can try, but ain't no weapon ever prospering. You know I got my back, watch me like TMZ. I rip, I rock, and I slay. 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 I rip, I rock, and I.
Hey, and we're back. It is your girl, Miss Lyric, aka the Beautiful Beast, and it is a Mental Health Monday special edition. I am celebrating my girl Kara's birthday. Well, it's a little late, but hey, I'm celebrating her birthday. And Miss Carla, rest in peace. We are celebrating Speaking Life on today. Thank y'all for joining us. I'm going to bring back in my mental health expert and coach, Coach Ashley. You're back. Bam!
You're back. Hello.
You're back. I love Eternal's energy. She just, how you want to,
I know you pop locking.
Look, I don't know how to pop lock. Let me cut it out.
No. Do your two-step, sis. Just do your two-step.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's me right here. I'm more. That's more my thing. You know, everybody know me. Y'all know I keep it low.
Okay.
Yes, guys. Like, you know, it's just like I'm saying, I'm introducing you guys to some artists today that you can follow. Her name is Eternal. I'm Eternal. A very, very positive artist. She has extremely, you know, just motivational music. She is a lot like myself, where she has that she's on the same mission to, you know, inspire young people and just to let you know we have a story. We come from something, but we've changed our lives, and now we're walking in our full purpose and loving what it is that we do. So can you guys please look her up, follow her, support her music. She's a hardworking sister out here about God's work. So I just wanted to give Eternal a shout out on this Mental Health Monday. She always tap in and tune in. She gonna be on here sometime like, girl, hey sis, thank you, girl. So I'm just letting you know, sis, we love you. She Powerment is always going to be promoting you because you are out here doing God's work, and you keep doing that because I already know. Okay. So yes, we are back. So how'd you like the song?
I thought it was great. I liked it a lot. It's
Fierce Up with the
flavor. Yeah, I was like, okay.
Indeed. So yes, Ashley, you know, like I said, we're here. It's Mental Health Monday, you know, just a little different, you know, swag today. We just really want to make sure that we provide tools and resources for people that may be experiencing, you know, depression, anxiety, and even possibly suicidal thoughts. So, you know, just, you know, really diving back into, you know, what we're here for is to speak life. So are there any type of resources or any, you know, anything that any advice that you can give, you know, someone that might feel like they're on the edge, that might feel that, you know, life is overwhelming and maybe feel like they don't have, you know, access to help?
Right. So one of the resources that we always provide is the Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which you have up on the screen. For those of you who are feeling like you have no one to talk to, you can't turn to your family or your friends, then you may want to talk to someone at the Suicide Prevention Helpline, or Lifeline rather. They're the ones who are going to be trained in helping you to kind of express yourself, what's going on with you, and putting a plan together in place to support you. Also, another thing is you can also reach out for therapy. Psychology Today has a list of therapists, psychologists, clinicians from all over the country. So you can just type in, you know, where your location is and the type of therapist that you're looking for, and you can connect with them by either calling, sending them an email, visiting their website, so that you can get connected with a therapist. Another way that you can get support is, you know, if you have medical insurance, you can look on the back of your insurance card, and there it will have a number for you to seek out mental or behavioral health services. And so mental and behavioral health services are kind of one and the same. So don't get confused by it. You want to reach out to that number, to your insurance company, and then you want to begin to get a list of numbers of therapists or psychologists, psychiatrists, that's for medication, in your area, so that, you know, you can schedule an appointment with them and begin the intake process. Also, the other thing I would say is, you know, when you are seeking out mental health support, you should do 3 things. I have a list of 5, but I'm going to give you 3. You want to be able to seek out people who you feel you can identify with, right? So the way that you do that is you can interview your new therapist, potentially. Like, you can ask them, you know, have they worked with someone who has experienced suicidal ideation or thoughts? You can also ask them how long they've been providing support, where you can ask them where they're from, like how are they able to help you. And that way you can kind of get settled into the idea of being able to connect with the therapist, and because you're going to be sharing your deepest, darkest fears and thoughts and experiences. You're going to be sharing your entire life story. And so you want to be able to feel comfortable with the person who's going to be helping you and supporting you in your healing. You also want to make certain that you do a vibe check, right? That's important. You may think that this person is qualified, but you have to feel it. You got to feel like the fit is right. And so when you feel like the fit is right, then you want to go with that person. So I give you this kind of guidance because a lot of people go through a whole lot of therapists. They go from 1 to 2 to 3, and they say, you know what, I give up, I quit. I don't want to do it because it wasn't for me, right? But the reality is therapy is for everybody. It really is. If you like to talk. And there are different forms of therapy. Remember earlier, I mentioned play therapy, right? There's all types of therapy that you can engage in to give you that relief of being of not holding it all in. A lot of times, some people experience suicidal thoughts because they feel like it's too much to handle, it's too much to hold in, and they don't want to be a burden to other people. But the reality is you're not a burden. If you could just connect with the people who were destined to be there to lift the burden off of you and to support you, then you will be okay. All right. So those are a couple of resources that you can tap into. If you are a woman of color, if you're a Black woman, Therapy for Black Girls is a site that you can visit so that you can go in, because a lot of times Black women, we run from seeking mental health support. We do, for fear of judgment, because we feel like we may be wasting our time because the person may not be able to help us. We put it off because we're so busy with other things, and then we just continue on with life, just kind of shouldering the pain instead of releasing it or handing over the burden to someone else to kind of help us navigate life a little lighter. And so that is a great resource, Therapy for Black Girls, Psychology Today, looking on the back of your insurance card. You can also Google mental health support in your area for you to be able to speak with someone. One of those things, okay, so another thing that I wanted to share with you is if you are thinking, what is like, if you're thinking, I don't want to be here anymore, then what you want to do is you want to call somebody right away. You want to call somebody. I know that's like, I don't want to tell nobody what's going on, but call someone and talk to them. Tell them that you aren't feeling like yourself. Tell them like you're feeling like you don't want to be here. It's okay. The problem is that depression and anxiety, like depression, that sadness, that hopelessness, it wants you to feel like you're alone. The reality is no one is alone. You were birthed here with a team waiting for you to arrive when you entered this world, right? And so as you have been reared and grown up in this world, you've had people called family. You've had friends. There's always been a social support around you your entire life. So you will never be alone. Even when you get old, you'll have either people or a senior community to be a part of, so that you don't go through life by yourself. So if you have those thoughts that you're alone and no one cares, that's a lie from the pits of hell. You're not alone. You have so many people who are waiting to receive you with open arms. And I hope that was helpful. Was that what you were looking for, Lyric?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, it's necessary. It's very necessary, because every day that someone feels that they can't make it, they have to know that they can. Listen, it's just a temporary thing. And I know sometimes, like, years, this has been years of this. What do you mean it's temporary, Lyric? Mm-hmm. I've been going through this since I was little. I didn't choose this. It chose me. But I'm going to tell you something as an overcomer, because I'm more than a survivor, baby. I'm a champion. And let me tell you why I'm a champion. Because I decided to be a champion. You get what I'm saying? I could have been like anyone else, because everybody could be a snap away from it. Nobody's above it. if you don't keep your mind strong, if you don't make it your business to stay alive and stay happy, nobody's going to do it for you, baby. Nobody's going to know. And guess what? A lot of times people don't even have a clue that you're going through things. So a lot of times, just as she said, pretty much piggybacking off of what Ashley said, if you don't say anything and you don't speak up, how will someone know? A lot of times you're going through things because you feel that you can't speak. And a lot of that happened because you were probably violated. You something probably happened to you to make you not trustworthy of people. I understand. However, you have to say to yourself, sometimes you have to have a conversation with you, just you and you. Or you, like I used to say, me, myself, and I, we could have a conference call in this mug, because at the end of the day, the result is my mind must be right. In order for my life to be right, my mind must be right. You have to understand that it's so very important. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to let you know that, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if you've been going through it for 20 years. The moment that you decide to change what you're perceiving it to be, it's the moment that it changes. It's the moment that you can get down to your healing. When you continue to sweep things under the rug and you continue to bury them and you continue to just go around them, like I walked around that park for 20 years. I never went back to the park that I was raped at and left for dead. I used to walk all around it. But not until I went through it, not till I went there, not till I faced it, did I say, oh, wow, this is where I lost my color. And then I had to say, okay, what can I do to heal? Because it's a problem. I'm standing here. I stood in that place stuck for a good hour. And I couldn't move my legs and take steps towards that place because I had a mental blockage. It was something that continued to block me and made me feel that I couldn't go there, that it broke me. But I had to decide, I'm not going to be broken. And I am unbreakable. And I am important. And I am powerful. My words have power. That's why I decided to speak life in my music. I decided not to be out here because I am a skilled, talented person. I decided not to take my talents and utilize them to help people, tear themselves down. That's just my choice. I chose to speak life in music so that people can know that they can live and that they deserve. And then, and being happy can have some drip, and you can go through life and have a traumatic, childhood, yet still come out and be somebody that you can be proud of. Not what people, I don't care if y'all proud of me. I appreciate everybody being proud of me. I do. But this was my journey. I had to be happy with myself before anybody could be happy with me or proud of me. I had to be proud of myself. I had to tell myself that before any of y'all would ever receive me. I had to receive myself. You have to get to know you, and you have to make sure that you are a priority, especially in this season. It's entirely too many things going on, and it's entirely too many negative things, and it's not going to change anytime soon. It's not. It's going to get worse before it gets better when you're looking at the reality of things. However, when you look at the spiritual reality of things, right, then you can see beyond what you see here on this earth, because then you know that you're not of this earth, but that you're just here on whatever your assignment is and get to handling that business of why you've been put on this planet. And a lot of times you got to search deep And you got to go within your soul and you got to do the healing work. You have to. And I'm not talking about no black magic. I'm not with that. I'm talking about work. I'm talking about you, God, self-time, self-love, quiet time. Make yourself a priority because nobody else will. And that's just really what I'm here to tell you. Like, I know that my best friend took her life because everybody else was a priority. She was on the back burner. So then every time she tried to make herself the priority, it seemed as if, you get what I'm saying, that she was overwhelmed. People didn't understand. Now she's being super selfish. And so then she starts reacting and doing things that's out of her character because she got overwhelmed, too much weight on her shoulders and on her back. So she was not the Kara that I knew. The Kara that told me that I was going to be this person that I am today. The one that told me who God was and how to have a real relationship with God. This person is no longer here, yet I'm still here. What's the difference? Nothing. Except that I decided that I refuse to walk around hurt and not deal with it and not get to the bottom of it. I cannot tell you that I don't have negative thoughts. I would be lying to you if I would say that things don't come against me. However, my life is more important than those negative thoughts. The track record of all that God has done for me is more than those negative thoughts. So sometimes you're going to have to check back and be like, oh yeah, that's right. God did that and that and that. And it's hard to see when you're going through stuff, but you're going to have to put what you're going through down. I tell people, like, I had a real discussion with one of my youngins the other day, and I told her, baby girl, listen, life, the reality is a mirage. I need you to see what's happening right now as a mirage. That's fake. That's not real. Your future is the reality that you need to focus on. Don't look at what's going on right now, because right now is wrong. Right now is wrong. You are not even nowhere near who God has purposed you to be. You're still growing, especially young people. I need you to know you're still growing. Grown people, you're still growing. Every day you wake up, you ain't figured it all the way out. We're still growing. We're still getting better. Allow God to perfect us. Don't make that decision. You should not be deciding when you leave here, because that's not your choice. Stick it out. Because listen, if it's been plenty of times where I could have been like, you know what, that is enough. I'm ready. Come, Jesus, take me now. I've even said it. But if he would have took me now, I wouldn't have a legacy. You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't have all of these things that were promised to me 20 years ago. 20 years ago, a lot of things were said and prophesied, things I seen 20 years ago. They're just now happening. So, if I would have taken my life or acted on those thoughts that I heard, where would I be? If those things hadn't happened to me, how could I help you? I look at, like, when things happen to me, I'm like, okay, God, you're going to utilize that to allow me to help somebody else. And some of y'all might have to say that. Some of y'all might, you might be like me where you're so caring and compassionate about people. So sometimes it's helping people that gives you your feel goods. But I had to decide to make myself important to me because I was giving out too much and I saw myself slipping. So I would like for you to speak on that, because you know when people take on too much of other people's problems, that does definitely add to like you being depressed and you know, having suicidal thoughts. Like when you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, like how do you know, balance that, Ashley? Like, you know, just what advice would you give to someone that feels like all of this pressure is on me to produce and help people?
You know, you say the word balance, and I'm at a point with the way that the world has been, there is no balance. Put it down. Put it down. Hand it off to someone else. Honestly speaking, because if you are in a space where you're overwhelmed, you're overburdened, and you don't have the mental capacity, the emotional capacity, the resources to be able to carry out your stuff and help people with their stuff, then you got to put something down, and it should not be the things that you need.
Absolutely.
It should be telling those people, hey, I would love to help you with this right now, but I can't. I just can't. No is a complete sentence. You could say it a few different ways, right? And so if you feel like the people are going to view you differently, then you need to examine the relationship, because people should respect you when you put boundaries in place to preserve yourself. Okay. Right? People should be able to respect you when you say you can't do this right now, or unfortunately I'm not able to, or no. We don't want people, when we love and we love hard, we don't want people to think of us as like being negligent, or we're not paying attention to them, or we're not helping them, or we're not there for them when they need us most. But at the same token, if your character has proven over and over time and time again that you are the person who is dependable and is there for them, this one time won't or shouldn't break your relationship.
Yeah.
You know,
I definitely agree, but I want to just I feel this, and I feel it needs to be said. What if it's my mama? What if it's my father?
Mm-hmm.
What if it's my sister?
Yeah.
How do I tell them no?
I can't need me. How are you going to show up for someone when you can't even show up for yourself? What are you there to offer? Because you won't be able to focus and show up in the fullness of what they need if you are barely holding it together. I mean, you could pretend and try, but all it'll do is cause conflict. And then, because it always happens, I needed you there, but I was there, but you didn't show up the way I need you to show up. Well, how could I? I was going through something. This is the dialogue that happens. Well, why didn't you tell anybody that you was going through that? Now, how are we supposed to know? Because I was trying to be strong and be there for you. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is something that plays over and over and over again when you show up for people, but you didn't take the time to prioritize yourself so you can show up for them when you're able to. And if you say, you don't have to explain your life away to people, but if it's your mama, your sister, your brother, your father, you may have to just say, hey, no, I am barely holding it together. Today I was thinking about ending it all. And no, I can't come because I can't help you right now. I need to help myself. What are they going to do? Are they going to say, oh, well, you know what? Maybe we need to figure out how to help you right now. My stuff can wait. But see, we don't give people the opportunity because we're so quick to jump to their rescue instead of helping to rescue ourselves.
Yep. That's good stuff. That used to be me, not me anymore. Used to be. Used to be. So, guys, we're going to take a quick music break. And yeah, we'll be right back after these messages. Listen, I'm the DJ today, so I'm sorry. I am sorry. Bye.
All right. Look, this is hard. I'm walking the walk that I took when I was 7 and I was raped in this park. A lot of people don't think that it matters. You grow up and you get past it. Yeah, you do. But not really. So, this bathroom. It's so freaking cold in here. Definitely wasn't this pretty. Are you looking like this when you was little? No. And then he walked me over here before they found me.
The chick, but she say
some things in my life, you did. Wrote a song about it, here it go. I done things, know what I mean? Chasing his dreams, all of the hurt, all of the hate, the struggling, just to be free. Know what I mean? But I am queen, this is my year, I'm coming through, cause God's blessing me. And done it, in them streets, road running. Money moves with my goons, flipping, stacking, getting them hundreds. All dudes, one running, ballin' straight, us stunning. Living the vida loca, but God was trying to tell me something. Stop denying me like Pete. I'm the shepherd, you my sheep. And you thinking Vegas hot, well hell hotter than Vegas heat. So sit down, be humble, please. Don't act like your stuff don't stick. And turn from your wicked ways, deny yourself and follow me. Okay, God forgive me, please. I be bugging selfish needs. I be acting like I don't know you are the best thing for me. You supply my every need. You protect me, you're my king. You're my source, you're my redeemer. God, you done so much for me and I'm grateful. Know what I mean? Chasing his dreams, all of the hurt, all of the hate, the struggling, just to be free. Know what I mean? But I am queen, this is my year, I'm coming through, cause God's blessing me. Know what I mean? Chasing his dreams, all of the hurt, all of the hate, the struggling, just to be free. Know what I mean? But I am queen, this is my year, I'm coming through, cause God's blessing me. I done done some things I ain't proud of. God changed me, that's my story. My life ain't no hunky-dory, but no matter what, God got it for me. That's why I give God all the glory. People hating cause they don't know my story. I'm a walking, living testimony, I stay laughing. Misery loves company, hatred don't motivate me. I don't need no phony fakes, cause only winners sit with me. I'm like for real, cause I'm happy, cause God been so good to me. I don't care what people say, yo, I rap God on any beat. Yeah. Know what I mean? Chasing his dreams, all of the hurt, all of the hate, the struggling, just to be free. Know what I mean? But I am queen, this is my year, I'm coming through, cause God's blessing me. Know what I mean? Chasing his dreams, all of the hurt, all of the hate, the struggling, just to be free. Know what I mean? But I am queen, this is my year, I'm coming through, cause God's blessing me.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in and tapping in on Mental Health Monday, the Music Beats Mental Health event. I appreciate you guys for rocking out. Listen, y'all, this is our Monday. This is what we do on Mondays. We check on your mental health. We make sure you're all right out there. We make sure that you're getting information and resources that you need from reputable people, people in the mental health industry that are passionate and that care about you and your mental health. So I thank you all so much for tuning in. I will be posting the concert portion because y'all know we do not own the rights to this music, and I don't, so I have to post the concert at another time. But I will be posting the concert tomorrow, where I have my brother Icy Jones. I got my brother Young Praise. I have my sister Eternal. You heard from her tonight. I also have my bro 13th 13th Disciple, and myself. And a couple other surprises that will be dropping in there. But I thank you all so much for tuning in. Please share this, tag somebody, send it in their inbox. Anybody, you never know who could be going through something and who could need encouragement, right? So just make sure that you just make sure that you check on people. And when you see people posting things on their social media, don't just overlook it, because that could be the post, or as they say, the straw that breaks the camel's back. That could be the post. That could be their last post. It's been proven that some people will post and then that's like their suicide letter. I actually have my friend's last recording on YouTube, which was done 2 days before she killed herself. Okay. And she was speaking on the importance of staying encouraged and how she was encouraged. And a couple days later, she was no longer with us. So I just want you guys to really check on your strong friends, check on people. If you see something on a post, it's nothing to send a prayer. It's nothing to send some love, some hearts, a hug, and let people know that you care. I've seen your post. Are you okay? What would you want somebody to do if it was you? And start doing that. And when you do things out the goodness of your heart, don't worry about how you get paid back. God gonna pay you back. Okay? So when you see somebody that look like they hurting, check on them. Check on them and see if they're okay. And if you can offer them any positivity, and sometimes you don't even have to say anything. Maybe you can send them a song. You can send them any of my music. You can send them, positive videos on YouTube. You can even search positive videos on YouTube. Whatever. Just if you see something, say something. Okay? All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all. See, it's a little late over here. I'm trying to hang with the West Coast, but I'm not in the West Coast right now, so I'm not on West Coast time. I'm winding down. A long week of filming. I got some amazing news. I'll be back on what's this? Tuesday. I'll be back. No, it's Monday. I'll be back on Wednesday with some amazing announcements and some things I've been waiting to show y'all and share. So I'll be sharing those things on Wednesday. But I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Have an amazing night. Remember, stay sucker free. Okay. Have a magnificent, amazing, beautiful, on purpose night, and handle God's business. And that's how we gonna leave out of here tonight. We got to handle that business. You dig? Yeah.
This is a Joy Day production.
King to build the music. It's like I got a tailor-made with a tilt fade on gold things, I will it. So I'ma get it turned up, so stupid turned up. This boy Kingdom Builders, my business. Everybody with it, everybody get it. Everybody know that I be cooking in my kitchen. Ain't nobody snitching cause I got that work. In addition to my people, like I get it for a living. Boy, I do it for a living. Do it for the feeling. Do it outside, I don't need no billing. Yeah, boy, we ride around and we get it. We in the shade, yeah, boy, we with it. Yeah, so I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. With my hoodie on like Trayvon, yeah, the God belongs to my city. Yeah, boy, I got to handle my business. So watch me handle my business. You be calling Showtime like Young Dre. Kingdom Builders, my business. Yeah, I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. You know Kingdom Builders, my business. Yeah, boy, we ride around and we get it. Like an inside joke, we get it. Even stupid turned up, we get it. The way my work, but we get it. Yeah, boy, I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. You know Kingdom Builders, my business. Yeah, boy, we ride around and we get it. Like an inside joke, we get it. Even stupid turned up, we get it. The way my work, but we get it. Ain't got no time to talk, and we handle that. Jesus Christ, we proud of that. We give the glory to the Most High. Then the 100-fold, he sends it back. I'm grooving on it, no skateboard. This holy band, and I play for it. Call this that second trumpet. I'm the brass section on bass chords, and I face more than a little bit. No soapbox, no pulpit, but watch me handle my business. Yeah, we ride around and we get it. I got your brain at the same time. Michael Jordan, my hang time. Jesus Christ, my go-to, so I ain't sitting no sideline. It's in the game, no EA Sport. Full press, full court. We cross them up like gold trawlers, then toss them up, but that's 2 more points. But that's 2 more points for the home team. And we ain't playing for no gold rings. We world changers like Creflo. We walk away with the whole thing. I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. You know Kingdom Builders, my business. Yeah, boy, we ride around and we get it. Like an inside joke, we get it. Even stupid turned up, we get it. The way my work, but we get it. Yeah, boy, I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. You know Kingdom Builders, my business. Yeah, boy, we ride around and we get it. Like an inside joke, we get it. Even stupid turned up, we get it. The way my work, but we get it. Yeah. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. I'm 3 turned up, that stupid turned up. That's the kingdom working. I'm in kingdom grinding. Call it kingdom building. I'm posting like I'm trapping in the bando, trying to make a billion. That's a billion lost on Sunday. We're not to be with the king. Jehovah Jireh, he's my provider. On my word, in front of the whole thing. My mama told me, son, count your blessings. So I'm just sitting in the studio, just trying to get to you. So it's all that I do, it's all that I do. Is trying to figure out how to get a little closer. So I got to handle my business. Rapping my father's name like I'm supposed to. Not just talking about it, we show you. Extendo clip, no holster. This a Holy Ghost party. Hacking on anti-social, boy. I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. You know Kingdom Builders, my business. Yeah, boy, we ride around and we get it. Like an inside joke, we get it. Keep it stupid turned up, we get it. Call it rain, my word, but we get it. Yeah, boy, I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. I got to handle my business. You know Kingdom Builders, my business. Yeah, boy, we ride around and we get it. Like an inside joke, we get it. Keep it stupid turned up, we get it. Call it rain, my word, but we get it. Yeah.
Kingdom Builder Music.